The experience that led me to transportation, the transportation industry, started on my first day of work out of graduate school. When I graduated from Penn State in 2002, I moved to Washington, D.C., to the nation's capital to work. And on my first day, I showed up with my car looking for parking instructions, and I was nearly laughed out of the office. And so, having been born and raised in the South, I had never rode public transit, but I quickly returned home and figured it out. And my venture into the city via public transit wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I figured it out pretty quickly because the metro system has a very user-friendly map. And from that day on, I just fell in love with transit and the lifestyle that comes along with being a transit rider.
Both of my grandfathers were very passionate about railroads, and I think that had a profound effect and helped get me to where I am today. But specifically, I remember as a young kid riding in the Metra commuter train with my father in the cab car and seeing the same view as the engineer. And that really made a lasting impression on me as the train went down the tracks and seeing all the stopped traffic on the interstate. That really involved me in the industry.
The specific experience that led me to public transportation goes back to my hometown, Bogota. I've been always intrigued by the contrast, the segregation, and the social exclusion that you see in developing countries. But when I was finishing my undergrad in the early 2000s, Bogota went through a major urban transformation. Part of this transformation was a massive BRT that connected the really poor city with the wealthy city, and I was fortunate to be mentored by some of the leaders of that system.
It's hard to pinpoint just one experience, but I think there's been a collection of experiences growing up that convinced me that I want to get into building. My father's been in the business for over 40 years, and I remember going out as a kid to his job sites and loving it, loving every minute.
So when I was at UMass, I had a professor who had encouraged me to look at careers in transportation, particularly in government. One of my focuses at UMass Amherst was in political science, but I was also in transportation, driving buses for the local transit system, and I wanted to see if I could find a way to sort of dovetail the two sort of interests that I had together. And he helped me to get my first internship at a local area and planning agency, where I got to spend the summer learning about ADA transportation and how bus stops work and all those kind of things.
No specific experience really is what drove me to where I am today. The biggest thing is I just love people. I love to network with people. I love to talk to them. I love to help people find jobs, and being in this position has allowed me to go out and really touch everyday people and help them work in an industry that is really a fulfilling industry and a great place to work and a great way to build relationships with people in the community. So I think that's really what has pushed me and what drives me every day, is knowing that I'm helping others find employment.